Hello, hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Author. I am Dr. Andrea Pennington, Managing Director of Make Your Mark Global. And I am so excited. Today I am having a conversation with Signe Rhode from Denmark. And she has wonderful expertise with a master's in communication. She's a mother of two, and she is an up-and-coming expert in mindfulness for children and personal development for our young ones. So, Signe, I'm so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your vote of confidence, because we are talking today about your first book for children in English. It's not this one, as you guys can see. This is in Danish. But we at Make Your Mark Global are publishing Signe's first book, which is Why Do I Have to Sleep? And this is a book for children. So excited.
Exactly. Me too, very much.
Well, this is a big step to be moving out and taking your work around the world. Tell me just a little bit about what got you started off as an author of children's books.
Well, what inspired me, the main thing was that I became a mother. And I experienced it all, that struggle and all those challenges you do as a mom and a dad. Like, we were struggling sometimes helping my child fall asleep and brushing his teeth and teaching him how to handle frustration and all these challenges you experience. And I kept on thinking I wanted to find a way not to struggle so much. Because I hate being in conflict with my children. I don't want to do anything to them or force them to do anything. I just kept on thinking, how do I handle this? What do I do? There must be a good way when we are struggling that I could get through to him. And that was really how it began. Like, a natural urge just kept on being in me, that I wanted to open him up and inspire him to want to have his teeth brushed and to want to go to sleep, and to make him able to get through to him, so we wouldn't just be against each other struggling, but so we could reach each other. And
I love that. I love that. I needed these books when my daughter was young, because I felt that same thing. I felt so much frustration. And like you, I didn't want to force her to do things. I didn't want to set that up, because I was thinking down the line, either she's going to hate doing these things or she might even resent me. So I love that you really were thinking about long term, that you really want to set your child up to really be happy and healthy and not fight so much. And so there are 4 books in the series, and the first one is Why Do I Have to Sleep? And so I'd love to talk about each of the books, because starting off with Why Do I Have to Sleep, you really took a very interesting approach to how you wrote the story. But not only that, you actually worked with some experts to really weave in some important messages and strategies. So tell me about that.
Yes, I really wanted to make a tool that would have deep, lasting effects. And I'm a mother and I have a master in communication, but I'm not an expert in kids and neuroscience. So I wrote them in cooperation with a brain scientist and a children's psychologist, so that I could get all their many years of experience and knowledge into the books, and make sure that I use the right proven techniques and methods to make children feel open and calm and ready to take in new habits. And the reason that I wrote the books was that I needed a physical tool. I needed something to hold on to, something that I could talk to him from, so it wouldn't be me talking blah blah blah, telling him all the things that he had to do. And so I felt like with the book we could get focus off of me and him and the challenge, and just focus on the book.
Yeah. And so, you know, people can read this story as their child is getting into bed, and so beautifully illustrated. I just love it. And that will allow them to kind of get into the story. It's not about forcing them into that bedtime, but it's like, okay, here's a story. And this is, since many of us really want to encourage our children to read, and we're reading to our children most nights anyway, it's a great way to just naturally get into that bedtime routine. But I love that you've also included kind of a sleep-inducing technique. We won't call it meditation. We'll just call it, right?
Body scan, or yeah. Yes, I'm very much into like meditations and visualizations and like other techniques, because I feel like that really works deep. That when you get into the subconscious mind of the child, and like with positive affirmations or different ways of really integrating that feeling in them of resilience or calm, or so yeah. So in Why Do I Have to Sleep, there's a body scan meditation for kids, and there's a meditation with positive affirmations in my 4th book as well.
So what are the 4 books? After Why Do I Have to Sleep, what's coming next?
Then I wrote Why Do I Have to Brush My Teeth? Because that was the next problem we really met, where I didn't want to hold him, and I didn't know how to, because I had to brush his teeth. And so I really wanted to, to motivate him from inside, to inspire him to want to brush his teeth.
Yeah. And on that book, you also brought in another expert to inform your writing, right?
Yeah. I spoke to a dental hygienist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For children, who could give me advice, and like for the parents, because in each book there are advice for the parents, because sometimes I could use some inspiration on how I could do it. So it's both for the child and the parents this way. And I also did that one for the 3rd book, Why Do I Have to Eat My Veggies? Where I interviewed an expert, a nutrition expert. And because, and I wrote that one because, with kids, sometimes they don't want to taste anything. And like my child, I felt like he didn't have a big appetite sometimes, and I wanted to help him get a beautiful appetite. And I don't think you can force an appetite on someone, so I really wanted to create it from inside him, to inspire him to want to taste, and so that we could work together on in these areas instead of against each other.
I love that. And then the last one, I find just the title alone is really inspiring, but I'm curious to know what went into it. The 4th book in the series is Why Do I Have to Learn to Say, Never Mind?
Yeah. Well, that was, again, all of the books were written from my own struggle. So that was just my son growing up a bit, and he ran into, like every human being do like, how do I handle this frustration and this anger, and I'm disappointed, and I didn't want to just watch him struggle on the floor. I really just naturally wanted to give him tools, and that could make him grow from those experiences, and tools he could use for the rest of his life, letting go of like negative emotions, how you can sort of personal development for children. So for all the books, what I really want to do is to create an understanding inside the child, and 2, help them reflect and find their own solutions. So it's not coming from the mother, but from themselves. And then 3, empower them to be able to. That's like the overall goal.
Yeah, I love it. And because these books have already been published in Danish in Denmark, you've actually heard from parents who have been sharing these books with their children, and you've even heard from children as well. Tell me a little bit about the feedback from the book so far.
Yes, I love getting feedback. It really motivates me, and that's what keeps me going. I've had a lot of beautiful feedback from parents. What really makes an impression on me is parents telling me that their children wants more of the books, because then I feel like I succeeded getting through to the child. So even though it's a book about something they might have a resistance towards, then they felt apparently met or something, so that they wanted more of the books, and that's what that was the main thing for me, because otherwise it wouldn't matter. And then I've gotten a lot of stories about how, for instance, a mother was struggling brushing her son's teeth, and they were holding him, and he would be kicking, and I tried that too. It's not fun. Then she told me how they turned it into a game now. So that made me very happy.
That's wonderful, because I think the hardest thing for us as parents is if we force our kids to do something, or we say, do it because I said so, later on we end up feeling so bad. Well, I know I did. I felt so guilty, and I felt like I was such a loser. So I think all of these tools that you're giving us and empowering the children through the books is so beautiful.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious, the last time we spoke, you told me that you have like 6 other books that you're writing like all at the same time. So tell me, what does the future hold for you as an author?
Definitely lots of more self-development children's books to make life easier and more fulfilling for children. I'm working on around 6 new books, because I can't help it. It's like my own tools. I need them. So very much down the path of like self-development, handling anger, getting in contact with your body, like all these things, and a lot of meditations and techniques like neuroscience. I love it.
Yes, well, you and I share that. We're both kind of neuroscience nerds. I love it as well. So I'm so inspired by you and what you're doing, and how you're like stepping up to really share this with people all over the world by, publishing the books in English and doing this interview. I'm so excited by it. And I love the fact that you're also creating resources online, so that as parents get into your world after, getting one book or several books, they can get more. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect when we visit liftupyourchild.com.
Yes, my website. Well, you can sign up to my newsletter on my website, where you will receive an audio of the meditation that goes with the book, Why Do I Have to Sleep? A sleep-inducing meditation. And I will, my goal is to keep on sending out messages that can help make life easier with children, and make them feel uplifted, and with tools like meditations and knowledge and different kinds of things. So
I love it. I love it. So there you have it, my friends. You can check out Signe and her first book in English, not this one, but it's Why Do I Have to Sleep? Or if you read in Danish, or your children do, you can get her books in Danish as well. So visit liftupyourchild.com, and you can sign up for her newsletter to stay up to date and download the wonderful meditation and body scan. Signe, thank you so very much. I'm so honored. I feel very privileged that we get to be the publishing house to bring these books out to the English-speaking world. So thank you for all that you're doing. And hey, best wishes to you for writing the next 6 books.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very excited too.
All right, there you have it, my friends. Remember that you and your child are both gifts to this world. So share your presence with passion. Much love. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Please support the author by buying the book on Amazon or your favorite retailer. And if you enjoyed this interview, then please click that like button and share it with someone else who needs a little bit of positivity in their world. If you or somebody you know wants to get their message out to the world, then be sure to check out our publishing options at makeyourmarkglobal.com. We publish the work of healers, coaches, lightworkers, and other soul-inspired authors and entrepreneurs who really want to have an extraordinary impact in the world. Just check us out at makeyourmarkglobal.com. Until next time, my friend, please know that you are a gift to the world. So share your presence with passion. Much love.